it's good to have all of this under an umbrella and to look at it very intentionally as smart agriculture or GetAgSmart. And it's recognizing the full potential of technology to leverage our impact.
Training programs we help oversee. We're working with our SACMAS and MANAS chapters to kind of help rebuild those, especially post-COVID, where also student organizations kind of crashed in numbers and it's especially getting critical mass.
Arable lands, in fact, they are decreasing as urbanization, and urbanization occur in the best lands, right, as you know. Increasing need for fresh water, 70%. Agriculture uses 70% of the water resources, as you know. Also, impact of climate change resulting in extreme events. You look at the last a few months, we went from flooding to drought to flooding to hurricanes to tornadoes. A couple of days ago, I mean, schools still are closed in Pasadena and other area that because of the tornado that occurs 2 days ago. So graduate students and also active profession in smart agriculture technology. As you know, technology, most of these technology are adapted for large farming operations, and small farmers are the last people to benefit from the technology. So we're hoping that this project and others will help.
The data sent somewhere for processing, usually in the cloud, and then we apply some intelligence, some machine learning over that, and then we can take some smart actions that can help farmers and people who are working in this sector. So what I did, I developed one of these modules about introduction about IoT in agriculture sector, and then integrated that into 2 of my classes in fall 2022. And I collect some feedback from my students as well, and the feedback was really, really good. Students really learned what's IoT as a concept, and then what are the main applications.
The reality is, with producing double the food, we choosing that technology. So the focus of this module that I've been working on with the team is technology choices. What are the basis for choosing technology A versus technology B, which is an extremely important process. It doesn't only apply to water technology, it applies to any technology of choice. In fact, the outcome of this module is for students
that we give to them. And so what I've done is I've integrated aspects of Smart Ag related to post-harvest processing, post-harvest treatment, and food and feed safety. And so I asked, what do we need to do to develop and continue to enhance the food and post-harvest process in agriculture? And so these students
educational jargon area and evaluation procedures. So you've seen this diagram, so you probably anticipate we've got these 4 corners, right? And in these 4 corners are big areas within smart agriculture. So we have the virtual reality, the sensing and Internet of Things, modeling and big data analytics. So the modules that are being developed and were presented today are our initial stage to incorporate the most innovative practices in smart agriculture in our college classrooms with undergraduates, both here and in College Station.
And they got accepted into their program. They took a class, and one of the high-level intro class, and it was their first time seeing that kind of information. Whereas their peers on the other side had always done that from being in the 4-H club or robotics program. So when they were there, how do you think they felt when everybody else knew what they were doing, but that was their first time actually seeing it? They dropped out of the program. They changed their major to something else. So we got to start it earlier to keep kids in STEM. Okay? And also, this is a group that's going to be working with some of my robotics club. It's
So if you all are okay with the temperature, we can stay here. If not, before we get started, we can go over to the large conference room.
Perfect forum, perfect topic. Field of top 27 These are some of the things that were talked about where we have, there's been a lot of intersectionality at the food, water, energy nexus as far as what's needed in ag, tech, and how all that can come together. So what's needed is students coming out with that experience that doesn't have this silo focus, if you will, but has, let's say they're an engineering major or a computer science major, and understanding how that can be leveraged in ag.
Okay, so if you wouldn't mind, if I would just interrupt a little bit.
The temporal, like, oh, I'm all hot and sticky and uncomfortable today, to where is that leading me in the future? Understanding about how we can take the lessons from that and transform it through technology to being able to convey solutions or improve systems into the future, right?
So I hope that captures it. I said, learning how the systems work, the system works and scaling it up. I hope that captures you. Okay.
Can one of you help us with time?
Introduce this type of concepts to them, and then start to begin to train their teachers so that they can include that inside of their curriculum and lesson plan for the school year. Utilize community-based organizations, so homeowners, associations, churches, and your regular run-of-the-mill nonprofits that you might work with. Or we need to have culturally relevant curriculum. It's hard for you to see who it is that you want to be in the future if you don't see someone that looks like you in that space. And so if it's a curriculum that is not culturally relevant or does not provide a diverse perspective, then we're not really going to be able to get a lot of kids from an urban setting to participate in the program. Provide a sense of belonging and self-efficacy for these students, and hands-on learning experiences, like the 4-H model says, learn by doing. Topics beyond 2050, definitely talk about controlled environment agriculture as something. Youth-centered information, modern technology, where is it going and how can these applications be applied to agriculture? Water quality and management and relevant issues, create learning opportunities that don't rely heavily upon technology or make sure that they're also language appropriate. Some of the barriers that we saw with that was reaching keywords, available technology, language, and access. Fourth one or third one was advice for videos. Make sure that they're up to date, high quality videos and fun. No one wants to sit through a boring presentation on YouTube and you don't lose kids with that. Create a series on the topic. So if we're talking about controlled environment agriculture, let's go ahead and give them an introduction to what that is and break it down into how it is that you can grow in that, what you'll need, and then where possibly some different type of jobs that are tied to that industry. So it doesn't have to be a 32 episode series, it can be a 5 to 10 episode series. Utilize youth in creation and really have like a youth influencer. So if we're talking about social media and in this day and age, people who listen to one of those platforms are most of our influencers. So find youth influencers that are in that area to be able to give a credible voice to what it is that we're talking about. Make sure that this is kid friendly, going back to creating a short series, make careers relevant to the youth. So we as educators and adults, we have to stop thinking playing video games isn't a career. No, it's a career. We need to change our mind frame and see how it is that we can address those kids' interests and be able to bring them into a safe space for them to go ahead and continue to develop. Leading careers with youth interests and skill set. Soft skills, localization, and competencies. Making sure that that's included and incorporated. I wear a pin that represents the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. So seeing how it is that we can also incorporate that since we are living in a more global world. Our last thing as far as what it is that we need to do to get started is just be like Nike, just do it. Attract talented students into the project, cooperation, focus on goals, and diverse staff in the project.
Thank you.
Agriculture Farmers Group. And anyone, I'm going to call on all of you who are there to correct me or add things. So the first question is, what types of jobs and positions are available? And I think we had a bunch of, we had 3 or 4 farmers, rancher types, we had several.
What materials or topics should you develop? And I know a common struggle for the students was basic computing skills. Coming into our classes, you're expected to know how to do Excel and all these programs, and not only that, but from Excel, it builds up to like more advanced programs like Python and stuff. And so going in and providing that education for us before we even get into our college classrooms is something I think is super crucial, and it can be super helpful within us going into the industry. And we can take that information and put it into interpreting the data and different information that we get from different projects.